it's Liz from Arrow Acres, and today I'm going to show you the knit stitch, also known as the waistcoat stitch. So what I've done is I've started with a row of single crochet, and this stitch works in the round. It is great for color work, and it's just a really pretty stitch. Takes a little getting used to. I did not like it at all the first time I did it, but I have learned to love it. So I want to show you my technique and how I do it, and hopefully it will help you. So normally we're going to work into the top of our stitches here, but we're not going to work into that for the waistcoat stitch or the knit stitch. We're going to work into the front of our fabric. So I'm going to use a pen here to show you exactly what I mean. All right. So if you look at the front of your fabric, I've just joined my row. I've done a slip stitch and a chain one coming out of my first stitch here. And do you see this V in the front? We want to put our hook right in the middle of that V. And then here's your next V in the front. We're going to go in there. Here's your third V. We're going to go in there. Okay? So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to show you how to do it loosely. And like I said, I hope it helps you. So I like to have my finger right behind the stitch that I'm working in. I insert my hook, flip it over a little bit, and with my index finger on my right hand, I kind of help the yarn over the hook. Now you grab your yarn, pull up, and you work it like a regular single crochet, except pull this stitch, that first loop up, so that it's almost twice the size of the loop that's on your hook. So can you see that? This is the loop that I started with, and do you see how big this loop is? This loop becomes the V in the front of the stitch where you're going to put your hook the next time. So make it nice and big like that, and then grab your yarn and pull through both of those stitches. Now that becomes the loop. I know it looks gigantic, but you're going to be filling that with yarn on your next round, so don't worry about it. Okay, so now we've just come out of this V, so we're going to skip over to the next ones right here. You're not going to use this part of this V and the part of this V and go in. This is one V. We are done with it. Move over to the next V. Another way to look at it is at the top. You have your next single crochet here. When you get to all the way to the left of that stitch, go down and you'll find the V right there. So like I said, we're going to insert our hook, flip. Sometimes it goes through really easily like that, which is nice, and it does that when you crochet very, very, very loosely. I cannot say that enough times, so I've pulled my loop through. Now look how big I made it. It's almost twice the size of this one. Grab your yarn, pull through both. All right, so we did this V now as worked. So now we're going to go to the next one right here. Insert my hook. Flip it over and slide it through. Big and pull through two. It should go through. There should be a little effort that you have to make to push your hook through. If it goes through really, 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 really easily, you have probably slipped to the right of the V and gone in where you normally do a single crochet. And if you do that, you're not going to get the pretty stitch definition on the front of your fabric, and that's really the reason why you want to do this stitch. So I'm going to go in, come through, pull up nice and big. Seriously, I cannot say that enough times. Super, super loose. And that's what makes it loose, not this first one. You don't need this top stitch to be loose because we're not working in that one. Okay, so go in, grab your yarn, pull it up and through. Go in, grab your yarn, pull it up, go through. Go in, pull it up, go through. And you can see I wiggle my hook a little bit to get through there. end, I used to, when I crocheted a little bit tighter with this stitch, I would flip it and pull that one piece over with my finger, and that seemed to help too. But now that I learned to do it as loosely as possible, you can see I am using very little effort to get my hook through there. And that is, remember, you don't need a big loop here. You need the big loop when you pull through to make the V. That's the one. Okay, so now I'm coming to the end of my row, or my round, because I'm working in the round. I'm going to do my last one like regular. Now, I am going to skip over the slip stitch, which is this little stitch here. I am going to skip the chain 1, which is this little stitch here. So you should always have a slip stitch and a chain 1. This is your first single crochet from that last row. That's where you want to go, just the regular top. That's where we're joining, the top of the first single crochet. And when we join, you're going to slip stitch by pulling through the loop on your hook as well. And this I like to snug in really tight, and then chain 1 and snug that up really tight. When you do that, you're going to have a seamless join. It's going to look great. So now we've just done that. We've joined to the top of this one. So our very first, you'll see this little straight line? That's going to be your seam. That's the slip stitch. There's our new one. There's the slip stitch. Our first V is right here. And look how nice and big it is because of how loosely we crocheted. So you're going to go in and keep that nice and big, that loop that we pull up. Okay, so hopefully this helped you. Remember, this is how you want to crochet loosely for the knit stitch. Not here. You don't need the loop on your crochet hook really loose. You want that to fit nice and snugly. Go in, grab your loop, and make that loop big. Okay, if you have any questions, please comment below. And you can see that stitch definition is happening already. You can see all these little V's, and it kind of looks like knitting. That's why it is called the knit stitch. Okay, have a great day.